Yeah, I think it's very important to look at the system. What do you have to deal with? Because obviously there are some very good points. There's a lot of tradition. That's a certain way they do things. But also they expect you to bring some new things to it. In regards of technique, I think this is like very common. You can watch the videos from World Championships. I think the technique is a very important issue, but not the most important. I think it's always to look at the athlete. What kind of athletes you have? Is the athletes to row at a higher level ready to do this? It's the training you bring with you. Obviously, you can't just take the German training, for example, and let's do this one-to-one, because the athlete's not ready for this. And I think this is very much underestimated. A lot of coaches like to have something on paper. Oh, that's what they do. Okay, let's just do the same. But you need an athlete. You got to build the athlete first. So I think always I try to look at the athlete. I look what is the history, what is the strengths level, what's their core strengths level, what is their endurance. There's simple tests to do to figure out which kind of level they have. Then you can obviously compare maybe with some of the German numbers you have, or as I was coaching in the US. So I think then you can actually gradually build the program, but I also like really to encourage to build the athlete first. Well, I think you gotta analyze and talk with the coaches where you most like to have success, and they have to define success for you. Obviously, winning is always great, but sometimes the second place or third place is a huge accomplishment for some of those countries, or just making the final. I think you have to assess exactly how you define what would be a great performance and a rewarding performance for this nation, Korea or China, and then you go from there. Then you have to work with the coach and with the athletes, use their input to scale down. Would it be a pair? Would it be a double? We have more success in a single. And then you got to use the time you have to play with it a little bit. Sometimes you have to experience the way the athletes react to your training, to the regattas, to the competition, and then take this and make some other recommendation. Like, we're not going to be able to do the single very well, let's do a double. Because he's much more a team player. He's more encouraged with working some other athlete together, and I think their level fits better for what we like to achieve. Three of the main points I would give to a development coach: know your athletes very well. Work with them, try to motivate them, care about them, and try to develop them, because rowing is obviously, like any other sport, very demanding. We have to put a lot of time in there. So I think motivation, a good relation, and building up the athlete so they feel like the training they put in pays off through testing and to competition. The second one, look at the athlete as an individual. Don't just use one overall program for all 10, 12 or 16 athletes. Try to individualize a little bit. Utilize their strengths point and work on their weak points. And the last point obviously is technique. Look at what is the way that you row at the Olympic level, at the World Championship level. You can't go wrong with it. And pick up the common points. What is really rowing long, having a good body preparation in the recovery and in the drive position, and feel like you also prepare your athlete to handle the technique you want him to row. Everything enhances rowing, I like, to be honest. I mean, we have a great traditional sport with our 2K, but I think we need addition like the indoor rowing, and it's well received. I think the Sprint Cup is something to build on. I think it's very interesting for the athletes. It's something different. And I think we should really try to have more of those. It's just a question where. I really like the World Cup here in Sydney. I think it's a great idea. Unfortunately, not very many countries were able either afford it or bring athletes here. But I think that the idea is great, and we should keep having a World Cup outside of Europe, definitely. But everything what enhances rowing, particularly city sprints, I think is a good way to bring rowing even to more people, spectators. I think it's what we need.